Today I'm going to be talking about some of my childhood dreams and how I relate to them now on a more personal level. The three childhood dreams that I'm going to be focusing on in this presentation are one, becoming a marine biologist, two, becoming an astronaut, and three, working for the Lego company, as in the building bricks company. The first one I'm going to address is obviously the marine biologist dream that I had when I was younger. Ever since I was a little kid, basically since I was born, my family and me have always taken trips down to the beach, whether it be in Florida or the Mediterranean or something along those lines. We have always found a way, usually maybe once every 2 years, to go down to the beach, enjoy like a 7 to 10 day vacation. And, so for me growing up, it was just a natural thing to be, acclimated to the water and such. And so when I was very young, I really did enjoy snorkeling and seeing all the fish, that lived underneath the water, all the different types of coral. It was very fascinating to me. So as soon as I could, basically, when I was around 10 years old, I got my scuba diving license and I got certified to be a scuba diver. This is a big moment for me because I really did love snorkeling, so scuba diving was the next step, and it completely changed my outlook on the entire sea, because once you go underwater like that, you breathe underwater, you see all these different kinds of fish in their natural habitat, you see all these coral. It just changes your perspective on the sea as a whole, because there's this whole entire different universe living underneath the ocean that I guess me personally, I did experience, but a lot of other people don't get to experience. So for me, it was a very, very enlightening experience. It was very cool, very informative. And because of that, and because of that passion for loving scuba diving and snorkeling, I really wanted to become a marine biologist. Obviously now it's not in the forefront of my memory, but I really do enjoy going to the beach and scuba diving. Still two of my favorite hobbies. Probably my favorite vacation ever is going scuba diving at the beach, just spending a few days on the beach and being able to go into the water and look at a few cool things. And the most exciting part is no matter where you go, there's always going to be different things to look at. It's never the same. So that's why scuba diving and becoming a marine biologist was one of my childhood dreams. The next childhood dream I'm going to talk about is becoming an astronaut. I feel like for a lot of people, becoming an astronaut was a very basic childhood dream, but for me it was a little bit different because when I was younger, I had a very large fascination with the night sky, with the moon, with all the stars that were in the night sky. I'm not sure why I had this fascination, but ever since I was little, I can just remember looking up at the night sky and wondering what else was out there. That's my own personal experience. If you relate to that at all, that'd be really cool. I just feel like for me it was a little bit different than others because everyone can say they want to become an astronaut and I have an interest in it, but for me there was a genuine interest, so much so that I can't remember the exact birthday, but I did end up getting a telescope for my birthday when I was younger, which allowed me to observe the stars a lot closer, look at the moon a lot closer. It was just a very cool gift that I enjoyed a lot. I still have it to this day, and it's something that I cherish quite often. It's just really cool for me. I think it's a very awesome perspective to think about what else is out there, so much so that it actually did lead me to taking an astronomy class this past semester. And this astronomy class at STLCC was one of my favorite classes I've ever taken. I really did enjoy learning about the formation of stars, how the sun formed, how our whole solar system formed, and how distant some of these things that I thought were so close and so attainable are, and it kind of gave me perspective in that sense. So even though I'm not actively pursuing a career in becoming an astronaut, it still is one of my favorite hobbies to look into. I really do enjoy looking up into the night sky, especially with my telescope, and thinking about the worlds that are beyond our own. My final childhood dream that I'm going to talk about is becoming a Lego engineer. So obviously working with Lego is a different dream than I feel like some people might have, but when I was little, getting a Lego set for birthday or Christmas was one of my favorite times of the year because building Legos was my favorite thing to do. We had this massive plastic bin container, whatever you want to call it, that we had when I was little. It was just filled with all these random Legos. So my imagination would just run wild. I could build basically whatever I want. Me and my brother, who's only 2 years older than me, were obsessed with Lego. We loved getting the kits, we loved building them, and then we loved building things of our own. It was some of our favorite things to do was just create new exciting things out of random Legos that we had left over. So when I found out when I was younger that there was actually people called Lego engineers who tested all of these products and let the people who actually worked for Lego know whether they thought they were good or not, or actually came up with ideas and told Lego about them, I was super intrigued about the idea of becoming a Lego engineer. I thought it'd be super cool to just build Legos for my entire life and, tell people if I liked them or not, or maybe even create some sets of my own. Obviously, that didn't pan out for me as I'm not a Lego engineer right now. I don't plan on becoming a Lego engineer. I just thought it was a very cool childhood dream to have because maybe some people might have a similar experience to me in finding out that these people that build Legos for their entire lives do actually exist. The cool thing about this childhood dream is I still have a lot of my old kits saved up and boxed up that I can give to people when I think it's the right time, because I think, you know, giving an older set that might not be available now for buying might help contribute to someone else's dreams of becoming, you know, a master Lego builder or something like that. But one thing that I do know that this dream gave me was an appreciation for this type of toy, because not only is it just like a fun toy, but it's actually a toy that makes you think about how things go together, and it's very fun to build. So I do gift my younger cousins Legos quite often because I do remember how happy it made me to get Lego sets when I was younger. So in conclusion, those are my three childhood wishes that I actually felt like talking about today. I think that in terms of achieving these childhood dreams, I don't know if I actually achieved any of them, but I do know that I have somewhat achieved a lot of them, because in terms of becoming a marine biologist, I did end up becoming a certified scuba diver. You know, I really do enjoy doing that. It's one of my favorite activities. In terms of becoming an astronaut, I have grown in my knowledge of the, you know, the far beyond space and the space-time continuum and the cosmos, but I haven't actually become an astronaut. And in terms of Lego, I still do have a lot of my Lego packages that I've saved up from a kid. I don't use them anymore. I don't play with them anymore, but I still do enjoy gifting them because it makes people a lot happier. So I wouldn't so much say as I've given up on all of my childhood dreams, more or less though that my childhood dreams that I've selected for this presentation have turned me into the person I am today. Each one of them is still active in my life in terms of an interest or a hobby that I do, and they've all together made me a better person and the person I am today. So I'm very grateful for having certain childhood dreams that have given me such passions for different hobbies that I have and things that I find very interesting. While I might not have achieved any of them, I do have new dreams that I wish to achieve in the future, and I think these childhood dreams that I've listed for you all today will eventually help me in achieving those dreams I have for the future. Thank you.